Hello and welcome to another edition of the DP News online video podcast. This one for the week ending August 24th, 2008. Last year, Dan Landrum spoke with Peggy Martin and Mike Van Demark about the North Georgia Foothills Dulcimer Association and their Fall Festival. This was recorded at the Fall Festival last year in Helen, Georgia at U.K. State Park. And from our YouTube files all the way from the UK, Dizzi Dulcimer duets with a hung drum, a very cool instrument, on hammered dulcimer, another very cool instrument. It's all right here this week. Thanks for joining us.
Currently the director of the North Georgia Foothills Dulcimer Society, the Fall Festival, and it draws in, well, this year we have 300 participants at this festival with 40 additional participants on Saturday. So this is probably the largest. Peggy, would you agree this is probably one of the largest?
Yeah.
Okay. Currently we have 600 members in the organization, and it started 19 years ago. Next year will be our 20th anniversary. Peggy, can you talk about a little bit of the history?
Yes, I can. That's why I have gray hair. Well, the club, this is a club festival, which is why we don't advertise around the country. It's our members and word of mouth. But we started in a parking lot in North Georgia and then moved to Amicalola, a state park not too far from here. We outgrew that. We moved over to U.K. We've basically outgrown U.K, but we've collectively made the decision thus far to try to, as a club function, to maintain quality and not just get bigger and bigger for the sake of it. So, well, I think something that's been certainly a plus for us and allows us to maintain this festival. It's also a bit of controversy or a hassle for the club, and that's to maintain the dedication to the lap dulcimer. We also have auto harp and hammer dulcimer, and there's always interest in other things. People bring other instruments and we play them, but the classes are dedicated primarily to lap dulcimer with hammer and lap. We've got a newsletter. One of the things that glues us together, in addition to having the annual big festival, is that we have another one in the spring that's a small thing. We don't do any vending, we just sort of get together. And then we have a number of in the woods functions that the campers love, and the day trippers will come in. But probably our other piece of glue, in addition to the annual big festival and our newsletter, are these satellites, which we're up to, I think, 13 now. We list those online. We have a group leader. The satellites were birthed from our need to get around Metro Atlanta and North Georgia in some kind of efficient fashion and get together regionally so you could play once a month with your buddies, try out a new tune or learn something new. And so the club itself doesn't come together except at this festival. But in the course of the year then, monthly, our satellite groups, which are sanctioned by NGFDA, there's no administrative hierarchy to the satellites, but people end up being all members, and of course we can get the news to everybody.
Sure.
And that really works well. That seems to be a bit of the backbone. Yeah.
I would say this is the mothership. And I think I started 4 years ago playing the dulcimer. I had no idea what it was. I had seen them and thought, what is this instrument? But I think the friendliness of this club, the camaraderie, you're accepted for no matter what. I mean, if you don't play that well, that's fine. One of the club members is going to help you. And you feel welcome as soon as you come in. 4 years ago when I started coming to the Dulcimer Festival here, Peggy was directing it, and I felt welcomed right away. I felt like, oh, okay, I can do this. Someone, Barbara Jo, our current news editor, she helped me along. Clarice, our current president, she took me to the side and said, you really need to take from this teacher or whatever lessons, and this and that. She helped me during the classes. Everyone's here to help one another. So I think it's probably the friendliest organization I've ever been in.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
There's our show for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to check out the archives for the video and the audio podcast at dpnews.com. We'll see you next week. For Dulcimer Players News, I'm Bing Futch.